you attracting non-available partners, this video is for you. Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. First of all, thank you so much for visiting my channel. If you are new here and you don't know me, I'm Elisaveta and I'm a life coach and Reiki Master Healer. I help you heal, develop, and expand your consciousness to higher levels, basically to become your greatest version. So now that all the introductions are done, let's get back to the video. Signs your heart chakra is blocked, underactive, or overactive. So the first obvious sign we have here is depression, and this is usually a common sign if you have experienced narcissistic abuse, you have a low self of worth in yourself, you don't value yourself a lot, so you also tend to isolate yourself from others and you tend to experience a lot of loneliness. Don't confuse this with loneliness from a spiritual awakening or a dark night of the soul. They are related, but not in this case. So in a dark night of the soul, you're usually experiencing more things about yourself. You're discovering yourself with curiosity, and you are starting to realize that you are not this tiny little ant that you were conditioned to believe. While if you are experiencing depression, you are in this lower state, you don't value yourself at all, and you don't have usually curiosity to do anything. You just have apathy, which is the complete opposite of this. Another sign with a blocked heart chakra is when you have it overactive. You might find it hard to forgive other people, being because they hurt you or they harm you or they offend you or humiliated or did something in the past that you took it very personal. They breached your boundaries or they hurt you in any way, so you now find it very hard to forgive them. Like, you think that they do not deserve any forgiveness at all, and you are like this all the time. Another sign related to this one is basically you feel very hard to feel empathy towards others. Like, let's say someone did something bad, or a criminal, let's say, or any simple situation. Let's go to simple things. You meet a person and they do something and you are listening to them and you feel hard to, you struggle to feel empathy towards them. Like, you don't resonate with them at all. That might be a sign that your heart chakra is blocked too. Another one is that if your heart chakra is overactive, it means anyway that it's blocked. You might be in this state that you are very controlling towards your own life or towards others. You want to have anything and everything controlled, everything in your control. It's hard for you to just trust in the universe, in God, in source. It's very hard for you to trust. You just have to keep everything structured and controlled. Everything have to be in your reach, and you don't want to trust, because maybe in the past you wanted to trust, you started trusting people or situations and it went wrong. That's why now, as a trauma response, you're having this super controlling behavior. So this is another sign that your heart chakra is blocked. Another very important sign that your heart chakra is blocked is basically you have a very harsh judgment towards yourself and towards others. You judge yourself a lot, like you don't even take a break. You always think that what you're doing is wrong. You think that what you're doing is never enough for validation to be considered yourself as a normal human being. And you judge a lot others as well, because it's just a mirror, it's a reflection. If you're judging yourself, you're probably judging a lot others, and vice versa. If you're judging others a lot, you are judging yourself as well internally. So think about it. Another one is basically if you are super codependent, you depend a lot on others for anything. You depend on them for your happiness, for your sense of worth, for your validation, for them making you feel fulfilled in life. And while this might be healthy in some way, like you need to have people around you because it's part of being human to communicate, to have friends, relationships, to just be around people, but not the extremes. It's always bad to go to extremes. And while one sign is you being super codependent, another sign of you having a blocked heart chakra is hyper independence, which is the complete opposite. And this originates from in childhood or in younger years or in other relationships that you had, because you were mocked, and when you ask for help they left you alone, they didn't help you at all. So you learn to do things yourself because nobody was there for you. So now you are doing everything yourself, and you think you are a bother to people and you consider yourself to be annoying, which is not the truth. This is another lie that comes from a traumatic past. Another sign that you might have noticed is that you fear intimacy. And this is actually one of the attachment styles, which I'm going to talk about in another video. So just quickly explanation. There's 4 attachment styles that has been recognized in society. The first one is the secure attachment, which is the healthy one. You can regulate your emotions on your own. You trust yourself and others, and you don't have fear that they are going to abandon you. And if they do, you do the best you can with the tools you have to express these emotions you are feeling, and then to heal yourself, and that things like this don't happen, So basically, you know that each friendship teaches you a lesson, and if these friendships, some of them are not meant to stay, you know that this is okay and that nothing is going to happen to you. You are grateful for the relationships and friendships you have now, and you just go with your life. You know in every step that you are always surrounded with love and you are never alone. So the other attachment style, the second one, is anxious attachment. As the name says, you are anxious that you fear that they might leave you. You're always seeking validation from partners or friendships or family. And yeah, it's basically the opposite of avoidant attachment style, is what I explained before. It's your hyper independence. You don't need anyone. You become super defensive with people that they try to get close to you, that usually are anxious attachments, and you're the void and you get defensive with them, and you tend to run away from problems because you don't want to confront them. You are scared of them. And then the fourth attachment style type is the disorganized one. You have traits from the anxious attachment style and the avoidant, and you tend to suffer from a higher levels of anxiety than the anxious one, and you also display traits of the avoidant attachment style, and this usually happens in push and pull dynamics. You try to get close to them, but then you might ghost them, or it might happen to you as well, like a partner might get close to you at first, but then they might run away, and then repeating the same pattern on and on again. So this fear of intimacy, coming back to the signs, usually happens with the avoidant attachment style. While anxious attachments crave intimacy, they crave closeness with you, the avoidants usually try to push away, and they don't like intimacy because they are scared of it. They are scared that if they get too attached to you, and then you will leave them. And it happens with other people as well that you might have experienced. And the same origin is again family dynamics or other relationships. In family dynamics, their parents might have not displayed healthy attachment styles, so they might have ignored the child, neglected it, they might have mocked the child in the past or humiliated them. So now they seem like they are troubled when asking for help or just expressing their needs, as I explained in the previous video about the throat chakra, which is going to be down below if you want to check it out. So another sign your heart chakra is blocked is that you have poor boundaries. You often find yourself in this role of victim mentality, that you are suffering, you are the one in pain, and that nobody is going to help you or rescue you, and that you are always further drowning more and more in your depressive cycle. So yeah, you are always in this sacrificing role. You always want to help others, but completely forget about your own needs and yourself. Poor boundaries, and you always also find trouble with saying no. And bear in mind, this often happened to me before as well. I had so much trouble saying no. Like, you ask me something, I will say yes, yes, I'm available. Even if I'm completely exhausted, I always say yes. But then recently I had to learn boundaries, and while they are important in order to protect myself and to get respected, you know. So if you don't have boundaries, you have to really learn to start develop them. And one of the things is basically saying no. If you don't want to do this or something they ask of you, just say no. It's a full sentence, no, and that's it. You don't have to give any explanation. So now that we talked about the main signs that your heart chakra is blocked, we are going to go now to the ways to open it. And I want you to please stay for the end, because I have a special bonus for you, a gift, and let's talk about it later. So let's begin. So the first way to open your heart chakra, easy, go green or pink. I mean, these two colors go with the heart chakra. So in my case, I'm wearing this beautiful necklace and this pink dress. And yeah, just going green with your clothes, this helps a lot to help in opening your heart chakra. The next one, feel gratitude. Seriously, how many times you are stuck in this never-ending cycle of feeling like, oh, I don't have enough, oh, I don't have friends, oh, I'm so lonely, oh, I don't have. I don't know. We constantly focus on lack. But what this lack vibration goes with us is that basically we attract the same or similar experiences that the vibration we carry. So instead of that, I offer you another solution. I offer you to feel more gratitude. Just go around, go outside, see the sun, feel gratitude for just breathing this fresh air. Go hug a tree. I don't know, go hang out with friends or talk to someone online. Just feel grateful that you have some things that others don't. Feel grateful that you are alive. This is one of the most beautiful things, really. And if you feel grateful, because this is one of the most highest vibrational frequencies, you are going to attract more situations, more people that are in the same frequency and thus are going to help you. It's super simple. You are staying in a low vibration of non-gratitude. You're constantly complaining. Do you know what this complaining will get you to? More complaining. Complaining doesn't help at all. Okay? So feel more gratitude in your life, more thankfulness. Really, your heart will be grateful for you as well. Next is super easy as well, crystals. Wear more green and pink crystals with you. In my example, I have this green calcite. Look at how beautiful it is. This one. And then this rose quartz. Super beautiful. Also, of course, if you're new to crystals, you might need a book. In my case, I have all the crystals of all the colors, so it will help you a lot. The next step is be kind. As I mentioned before in the signs your heart chakra is blocked, is that probably you're way too harsh with yourself. You express a lot of judgment toward yourself and others. You judge them for anything, for what they're wearing, for what they are doing, anything. Just, I tell you something, leave people alone and leave yourself alone. Just focus on your own self-development. And in case you had a narcissistic abuse in your family or in another relationship, now I tell you, it's your turn to treat yourself the way you weren't treated. The opposite, where you treated with such a disrespect, humiliation, not even the bare minimum. Now it's your turn to be kind to yourself. Your inner child is always there for you, so please, just treat them with love. It's simple things. When you are exhausted, don't give them a hard time. Just allow them to rest. Or just keep yourself hydrated. Don't self-sabotage. If you have friends, hang out with friends. Just ask for help. Vent if you have someone to listen. It's the little things that count. It's not so complicated to love yourself. The sixth sign and way to open and activate your heart chakra is related to being kind. Words of affirmation. Simple. Instead of saying things like, I'm not worthy, I'm going to be alone forever, nobody's going to love me, let's switch the vibration around. Say something like, I am love, I love myself, I accept myself with love, I treat myself with kindness, I'm patient with myself, I'm compassionate with myself, I allow myself to rest because I deserve it, and I'm just worth it of all the good things. And then, as we talked before about grudges, Forgiveness. Forgive yourself for everything that happened in the past, for everyone and anyone that hurt you. Forgive. I'm not saying that forgiveness is being weak and allowing them to continue to hurt you. No, that's not forgiveness. Forgiveness is choosing to let go of this heavy burden that you're carrying in your body, in your heart. Just releasing it. And at the same time, having strong boundaries, saying no to people, just having respect for yourself. This is the bare minimum, and you should have it as well. So with forgiveness, there's also giving love. If you're the type that you're always submissive, you're a pushover, a people pleaser, because you're scared that people will leave you or abandon you, it's time to start receiving this love back again, because you deserve it. You deserve love. Just by existing, just by breathing, you deserve all the love possible in your life. Now that we finished explaining ways that you can do to open and activate your heart chakra, now let's start with the bonus I prepared for you. And it's actually ways that I know you asked me for this, so I'm going to give it. It's ways to magnetize your ideal partner into your life with the self-love technique I used. You have to know that I love, like I love friends, and there's the idea of family and relationship and couples, and I always get so happy when I see either friends or happy couples in the street. So yeah, I'm super excited to give you this technique. And you have to know that it's basically super easy, because we are literally creating our life with our thoughts and frequency. So if you are probably finding yourself in a depressive state and always going in this spiral of overthinking, you are probably manifesting and attracting more situations like that. So let's change it. Let's do this exercise together, shall we? Okay, so for this I need to get a notebook, as you can see, and a pen or a marker or something you feel most comfortable doing. So you can pause this video while you go and get the things done and go back to this. So now that you're back, I'm going to start with the methods I use to magnetize and attract my current partner into my life. So basically, as I mentioned before, one of the key things to know and to attract the best person suitable for you in your life is having boundaries. So I want you to write down in your notebook the word boundaries, okay? So you have to have boundaries with everyone that you meet in your life. I don't care if it's a man or a woman or friendships. You have to show by example to your own soul and the source, God, that you are super serious about the people that you are choosing to have in your life. So now from this, we also have to remember that one of the key things in attracting a partner suitable for you is having self-love. Now I tell you, this is not so important, because you can still attract an ideal partner if you're working on it. If you're working on your self-love, you can still attract one partner that is going to respect you and love you 100% no matter what. So you can have, let's say, 40% of self-love, and you can still be working on it, and you can still work on magnetizing your ideal special person. Or you can have, for example, 60% and you can still be on it. The same for 80%. And if you are magnetizing this person, they should help you to complete it to at least or either 100% or 95%, because let's say human beings are not perfect and we always oscillate between these numbers. So yeah, it's just part of our self journey. So now that we have all this in ourselves, because the most important thing is first having the values in ourselves and then projecting them into the exterior. Now we can focus on the traits we want to have in our ideal partner. So now that we have a notebook, we can write down the traits we think are best for ourselves and for our growth and development, of course. So let's start. I'm going to add here that they are loving. They also need to be compassionate. And this is super important if you have been in an abusive relationship. One of the key lessons you are going to take is to know your boundaries, know the things that you don't want and you want in a partner. So let's say your past partner or family member didn't have any patience with you, so your partner is going to be super patient. They also are going to be understanding, and they're also going to be empathic. They are going to be in tune with your emotions, but of course in a healthy way. Now let's say your caretakers or a person that you had in your life in a relationship, for example, didn't respect your space, your personal space, and that he didn't communicate properly with you. So let's say this person is going to have a sense of communication, and you guys are going to solve things by talking. Then we also are going to get now with the love languages. And this is another topic I can talk in another video because there's lots of things to talk about. But for now, you should know that there's many love languages. One of them can be words of affirmation, as I told you before. The other one is physical contact, which is kisses, hugs, just touches. And then it can be gifts. You like to give the other person lots of presents and gifts. Also, you can have quality time as a love language, then acts of service, which is the gifts. Or you can also you might like to cook for them. So you can choose any of them. Let's say, for example, your caretakers didn't really were very kind to you. So you can choose that your partner is going to use words of affirmation as one of their love languages. Or if you love a lot hugs and physical contact, they are going to love hugging you and any other similar things. So these are a bit of a list we're going to set with the ideal partner. Now bear in mind this is manifesting the best situation, and you should take into account that people are not robots. So if this person has all these qualities and, for example, they are anxious or they have, panic attacks, or they suffer from any condition or disease. This is not for you to leave them. This is you to learn to treat them the way you want to be treated. So it goes both ways. Your partner is basically a mirror of yourself. So while you are working on self-love, you will attract someone that is basically on a similar frequency and vibration to you. Now, we can add also different random things like, I don't know, let's say they love fashion and they like to dress well a lot, or they say the sign is, I don't know, a fire or a water sign, which this is basically optional. Like, you should love anyone, no matter the sign, the zodiac sign they are. But yeah, this bare minimum traits, they should be there for a healthy relationship to exist. And of course, don't forget that you should be working on yourself and to take full accountability of your actions. So these are the steps. As you can see, is basically having strong boundaries, making a list on the traits you wish them to have. And this is the third step which I was doing, and it's basically daydream. It's so easy. How many times we caught ourselves daydreaming? So you might be wondering, why am I telling you about daydreaming? It's kind of stupid, right? No, it's not. It's one of the best parts of manifesting. Like, I was in high school and I was literally dreaming 24/7 about my dream partner. And guess what? Like 3 years later, I ended up meeting him with the exact same traits I imagined, exact same traits as in character. I was in shock. I was like, I had this realization. I was like, what the hell did I just do? Imagine our endless, infinite potential as creators of our life. We can literally manifest anything into our reality. So now that we have these 3 points explained, if you daydream, you're basically shifting the frequency and you are changing one to a frequency to a timeline where you are manifesting and attracting your ideal partner. So the 2 steps left is basically live your life, work on loving yourself, and this is a bonus one I added. It's, I don't know if you are aware of the subliminal audios. They are super useful. They help me a lot. They're basically videos and they have subliminal, they have these affirmations and they're on many topics you can find on self-love, on fear of abandonment, on traits that you wish to change about yourself for the better. There are videos that they have these affirmations layered in the background so your conscious mind can't hear them, but your subconscious mind can. And the subconscious mind is literally so powerful. It believes anything that it hears. So I really dare to try these subliminals to change your life and keep this list that we talked about the ideal partner and the daydreams, and you will have literally your dream life. So this is all for today. Once again, thank you so much for watching it. Don't forget to like, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. It helps me a lot with the channel growth, and help these tips help you in your way to self-love and self-care, which is indeed super important. So if you have any doubt, comment, or question, you can leave it a comment down below the video. And see you in the next one. Bye. Have a nice day. Love you.